Greetings and welcome to this tutorial. Today we will be discussing the concept of user tags in LogZilla, a network event orchestrator. For those who may not be familiar, LogZilla is a sophisticated tool that monitors streams of information such as log files. It deduplicates, filters, and parses log event messages, and then responds to these events in real time. This response can range from sending out email alerts to automatically rectifying problematic conditions. In this tutorial, we will focus on user tags. User tags are custom data elements that LogZilla reads and parses from incoming log messages. These tags can include virtually any part of the incoming log message, such as the source or destination address, host name, firewall rule, number of bytes transferred, HTTP response code, and so on. User tags are defined such that for each different log source, different data elements can be captured and put into user tags. For example, routers will create different user tags than operating systems and different than web servers. LogZilla provides apps for you for many different log sources that are already configured to capture the important data as user tags. In addition, user tags can be customized, so if you have specific needs that are not already covered by the provided apps, rules can be created or modified to capture your specific data needs using the user tag names you prefer. User tags can be utilized in several ways. They can be displayed as widgets on the dashboard, used as search terms for exploring various log messages, and even added to trigger emails and webhooks. Let's look at some examples of widgets using user tags. For this first example, we have created a custom rule that finds all Cisco messages about built dynamic TCP translation or built dynamic UDP translation. Let's say for whatever reason we are particularly interested in the originating IP address of those events. Here you can see a widget that displays the incoming events that match that pattern. We have created a simple rule that takes this source IP information from these events and looks up the geo IP information for that source IP address. Here is the rule to accomplish this. We are using Lua LPEG expressions, which work similarly to regular expressions. In particular, for a message that looks like this, we find three pieces of information: the protocol, TCP, the source, any, and the source IP, 80.88.245.45. Then down at the bottom is the part with the user tags. You can see here that with those three pieces of information, we are making 6 user tags, of which 3 are the exact information we captured, and 3 are actually derived from that information, namely the source IP city, source IP state, and source IP country. We are showing you this to illustrate how user tags can capture particular information from the log message, as well as create new user tags indirectly based on that information. Let's go look at those user tags on the dashboard. Here are the built dynamic events that our rule handles. Below it are 2 widgets that show how user tags are useful to you on dashboards. First, we have the source IP user tag, which, if you recall, is taken directly from the incoming message. Note that this is specific to this particular log source and this particular message type. As mentioned, the particular user tags available to you are intelligently determined based on the type of log source, whether server, router, or other. And over here next to the source IP widget, there is a widget that displays the derived user tag, the source country for that built dynamic source. That's how user tags are very useful to you for dashboards. User tags can also be used for searching. If you click up here on the search bar, here's a list of user tags that LogZilla recognizes based on the apps you are using. Let's select the user tag, source IP country. We want to find log messages that have this user tag and for which the value of the user tag is Angola. As you can see, LogZilla has identified the log messages with the user tag value of Angola. This is possible because we've defined a specific event message template in LogZilla for the built translation event type that knows to read the built translation source IP and then look up the source country. Next, let's demonstrate filtering. We'll create a widget from this particular event list. Since this is our search result from searching for the source country of Angola, when we create the widget, it will already have a filter for user tag value Angola, based on the search we just did. Once added to the dashboard, you can see the widget displaying messages that contain the source country user tag value of Angola. Now let's explore how to use user tag information to trigger emails. We'll create a new trigger that sends an email to our admin whenever one of the built dynamic TCP events occurs. We set the search text for the trigger to built dynamic TCP, and then we set the search criteria for source countries Bahrain, Belgium, Bolivia, Brazil, Bulgaria. We set the email address. Let's make the subject more informative. And then here in the email body, we'll use the user tag so that each email message will tell you the source country from that user tag. You can see here we're using that particular user tag in the email message template. Now we'll wait for the trigger to fire. Now it has. Let's look at the email. As shown previously, creating user tags is done using LogZilla apps and rules. Apps come built in for your use already. Custom rules, as we showed earlier, are a more advanced topic covered in a separate video. It's worth noting that LogZilla can create user tags from all types of log messages, whether they originate from servers, routers, software, or other sources. That concludes our overview of LogZilla user tags. For more information, please refer to the LogZilla video on rules. Thank you for watching.